Up next, the Heat taking on the Wizards. For the Heat, hello, basketball fans. It'll be the Heat off the tip. A look at the opening lineup for Washington. Marcus Smart out there with Bilal Coulibaly. Then there's Sarr. Then it's Chris Middleton. And it's Champagnie at the power forward position. Now here's Hero. Pass to Ware. 5 on the clock. Here's Burks. It's rebounded by Washington. Brad, you talk about NBA length. Alex Sarr has it in spades.
So many young bigs we're seeing these days. He combines that length with some guard skills as well. And that's a very intriguing package. Yeah, you have to knock those down. Open shots inside the arc are rare in this league.
And Chris Middleton gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Hero, the pass to Wiggins. Now Burks. Lets a floater go. Kicks it to Hero. Over Smart. Hero, no good.
Couldn't quite line that one up. Just got to shake it off and move on to the next one.
From downtown. And it's Coulibaly missing. And here are the Heat. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Eric Spoelstra and I got a chance to catch up for a bit. He is aware of the amount of disruption that Marcus Smart can bring to an offense. He said you can't attack him in pick and rolls and go at him in ISOs, so we'll have to keep his assignment moving and run him ragged when he's on defense. Sounds like it'll be a busy day for Smart. Back to you guys.
All right, appreciate it, Allie. Now here's Wiggins. Has to Ware. Hero outside. Here's Ware from outside the arc. And that one makes him 2 for 2. He's in his rhythm.
Hero knowing about the whens and the wheres for an assist.
The Wizards have gone 0 for 3 from the floor to begin this one. Smart for 3. Nice start for him. Sinking his first shot.
These teams are finding the range, showing a lot of confidence.
It seems like they're going to find out who can make the deepest threes. Right now, it's a shootout.
This one for 3. And Hero grabs the board. Miami's gone 1 of 2 from three-point land so far. Wiggins right side. And all around the rim that time before dropping.
Wiggins making quick decisions with the ball, not wasting any time getting that shot off.
Well, Brent, since 1980, the Wizards have had home court advantage in the playoffs just one time.
BA, do you want to have anything that you want to share that's positive about the Wizards? I mean, this team has not made it out of the second round in that span, so hard to envision that happening anytime soon. You got a long way to go.
Now here's Hero. Outside Burks. Back to Hero. Just 5 to shoot. Oh, and makes it with the kiss.
How about Hero? Gets inside and finds a way to sneak up his shot and get it to go.
It's Smart on the wing. He's guarded by Hero. Here's Coulibaly. Count it. And that shot gets him in the books. He's 1 for 3.
You just can't give up looks that close to the rim.
Now here's Burks. Defense right on him. He drains out one after 2 misses. Now 1 for 3.
And they may have talked about shot selection coming into this.
Smart for 3. And it's Miami with a rebound. 1:11 left in the opening quarter. Here's Ware, defended by Smart. Adebayo from long range. Drills it from deep.
Man, bigs like Adebayo got to drain shots to keep the defense honest. Nice to see him working on that part of his game.
Smart for 3. The rebound by Ware.
Tried to come right back at him with the 3. Not that time.
Right side Burks. Pass to Adebayo. Lets the 3 fly. The kick out to Wiggins. Knocks it down from distance. Wiggins got 5 now.
Well, right now, helping the offense out by creating space. Andrew Wiggins deadly enough from that spot.
Here's Smart. Got a hand on it. Now Hero. Pass to Adebayo. Kicks it to Hero. And he got the whistle on the way up, so he'll be headed to the line for a pair. Miami shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line.
Now at the line, Tyler.
And so Hero nails both of them.
And you can tell he's feeling confident right now at the line, and when he's on, he can be lights out.
Smart outside. Good if it goes. It's good! It's good at the buzzer! Wow!
And just nails the 3.
Good scoring in this one as we conclude the first quarter. It's the Heat up 8. We've got more in store for you right after this. And for those of you just tuning in, second quarter action is where we are. All right, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Heat?
They've done a great job facilitating shooters. Their early game has seen a lot of hot passes and has kept the defense guessing as well.
It feels like the three-point line has opened up really early in this one, too. They've been looking confident from behind the arc, but there's a lot of attempts going up.
They've got Duncan Robinson, Kevin Love out there with Kyle Anderson. Then it's Jaime Jaquez, and it's Highsmith in at the 3, the small forward. That's the group on the floor for Miami. All right, Grant, which U.S.-born player do you think has the best chance to supplant LeBron as the face of the league?
Oh, man, you putting me on the spot, B.A. Well, the conversation has to be between Jason Tatum, Ja Morant, and Anthony Edwards. They're the best young talent that the U.S. has to offer, and they're only getting better.
Bay against Jaquez. Here's Carrington. Count it. 1 for 1 to start the game. Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. Screen by Robinson. Jaquez sends it home from three-point land. Jaquez has got 5 points now in the quarter.
Easy look when the defender isn't fighting over the screen.
And the coach over there just asking for one simple thing, and that's some effort. Got burned on that one.
These teams are finding the range, showing a lot of confidence.
It seems like they're going to find out who can make the deepest threes. Right now, it's a shootout.
And Grant, the Heat last season retiring Udonis Haslam's number 40.
Yeah, he played his entire 2-decade career in his hometown of Miami. And for all of his contributions on the court, what he meant to this organization off the floor was just as important.
He's going to punish you if you leave him open. He's more than willing to take the open 3 when he's got it.
Getting enough shots in close to play inside out.
Here's Carrington. 5 points in the game. Oh, Brogdon gets a step, and Brogdon with the stuff.
A good job of getting inside. Brogdon finds a way to get 2 more.
Here's Bay. Pass to Brogdon. Back to Bay. Let's go with a 3. And again, Washington with a triple.
Pretty much no one's going to pass up a shot like that so much for the defense.
Robinson with it. He's picked up by Kispert. Outside Jaquez. Back to Robinson. Pass to Anderson. Kispert outside. Here's Carrington.
2 minutes.
1:56 left in the first half of this game. That evens the score. Carrington's got 7 points in the game. Miami's gone 4 of 6 from three-point range thus far. Jaquez, the pass to Love. Back to Jaquez. Love, a screen on Brogdon. And the 17-footer goes down. 11 points in the game. Washington has gone 3 of 4 from outside so far in the second quarter. Carrington. And it's flushed down. A nice jam.
Oh, what ferocity on the throwdown. I just love when he goes up with purpose.
Where was the D right there? The effort lacking big time.
There's some ways to get your coach's attention, and that draws the coaching staff's ire.
Robinson finds Jaquez. Clock at 6. And there are the Heat with another bucket.
One part of Duncan Robinson's game doesn't get talked about enough. He is willing to find open teammates.
Brogdon against Jaquez. Pass to Carrington. Back to Brogdon. Here's Carrington. Bay with a screen on Robinson. Here's Carrington. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Carrington's got 11 points in the quarter.
Guys, he is on fire this quarter. I mean, what an incredible scoring performance.
Robinson passes to Love. Back to Robinson. Brogdon against Jaquez. Down low. Here's Anderson. Good setup. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. And the Heat lead by 2. Brogdon against Robinson. Pass to Carrington. There's the 3. The shot comes out. Here's Highsmith. Oh, he got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that's been very close so far. Miami out in front, up by 2. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports.
For the fan, half-court shot drawn. They're thinking about the shot.
And if you're just joining us, we played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Without question, Jaime Jaquez displaying his skills today.
Can they come up with an answer for him coming out of the half? They have to change something defensively.
They're just way too easy out there, and I'm sure coach is going to make that a priority at halftime.
Checking out the group for Brian Keefe to start the second half. Bilal Coulibaly out there with Marcus Smart. Then it's Chris Middleton, then there's Sarr, and it's Champagnie at the 4-man position. Well, it was a tough season for the Washington Wizards, Grant. A franchise-low 15 wins.
You know, B.A., it started with trading away their star, Bradley Beal, before the season. But I like their new direction, prioritizing the future and developing talent.
And now the defense is going to have their concentration on Andrew Wiggins. That's deep.
Smart for 3. The shot misses. Miami leading by 5. Here's Adebayo. And Adebayo slams it in.
And that was just moving the ball quickly. And he's rewarded at the end with a high percentage look.
Yeah, the defense trying to do their best to slow him down, but when he gets room like that, you got to look out.
And Bilal Coulibaly picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
And this kind of selflessness is great to see. Textbook positioning to draw the charge.
Second half getting started. About a minute played. Outside Burks. Wiggins outside. It doesn't go for him. Good D by Middleton. Tipped away. Oh, look at Wiggins. Takes the hit and finishes strong.
And how about Wiggins' ability to slither in there and slip past the contact for a finish.
Heady play to stop that easy layup right there. I mean, make him earn it at the line.
It's his first trip to the line, and he drops the first.
Shooting for Washington, Marcus Smart.
And that's good as he hits both shots. Third quarter of basketball. We're about a minute and a half in. Here's Wiggins. Ooh, Andrew Wiggins taking flight.
And how about the acrobatics from Andrew Wiggins? Way up that time.
Left side, Coulibaly. Smart looking around. Here's Sarr. Pass to Champagny. Fires from deep. Hits a three-pointer. Champagny's got 6.
Yeah, good floor recognition from Sarr. Encouraging to see him working on his passing like this.
There's a screen by Wiggins. Burks passes to Adebayo. Back to Burks. Shot clock at 5. Good, and the assist goes to Adebayo. Burks has gotten his second bucket of the game.
And Bam dropping another dime, never shy about sharing the ball.
Middleton finds Smart. And there's a pick. The 3 is up. It's hauled in by the Heat. They've led by as many as 11 at 6'9". Bam Adebayo is on the shorter side of centers, yet he is elite defensively, Grant.
He's been top 5 in Defensive Player of the Year voting a bunch of times. Bam has an incredible motor, a great IQ, and he's a switchable big. That's huge in today's game.
Here's Smart. Oh, my goodness. Smart with a tough finish.
And don't judge Smart by his size. A little physicality isn't enough to stop him.
Pass to Burks. No one near him. And Miami again with the bucket.
You gotta love his unselfishness, and you know his coach does as well.
Well, not just coach, but you can see it in the teammates, the way that they look at him. They appreciate it when he shares the ball like that.
And it's Coulibaly missing. Heat leading by 10. A minute 22 left in the third. Here's Adebayo, and he banks in the layup. 9 points in the game.
Bam knowing what to do. He's owning the paint right now.
Smart outside. The rebound by Ware. Ware's got his 4th rebound in this one. Pass to Adebayo. To the middle. Oh, and a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
Since half, there's been a stark contrast between these teams. I'm talking about efficiency at the offensive end.
Well, this team did something in halftime, going from a mild-mannered half-court executing team to some heroic shooting in the second half.
Burks with it, guarded now by Smart. Burks no good. The Wizards trail by 14. 32 seconds left in the third. Champagny, the pass to Sarr. The shot no good. Oh, great D that time from Adebayo. Here's Hero, and he goes in for the dunk.
So fun when you make the right read on the break. And Hero did so there.
Pass to Sarr. And the bucket is good. Sarr's gotten his first points in this one.
That's the kind of passing right there that makes a difference. Not just in that possession, but maybe on your play for the entire game.
No luck on that one. Hero, the pass to Adebayo. Here's Burks. And that's not gonna go. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits. It may be. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'll tell you what, this was a no-brainer tonight. Take a look at the precision on this feed. Couldn't place it any better.
Well, there's a way to break down the defense with the handle. You can do it with the pass. Prime example of that right there.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that, to this point, has not been an evenly fought contest. We've got Jaime Jaquez. Kyle Anderson is out there with Kevin Love. Then it's Duncan Robinson. And it's Highsmith in at the small forward position. That's the group in the game for the Heat. There's a screen by Love for 3. Robinson buries it from 3. Robinson's gotten himself on the board with a 3 there.
And Robinson with a timely trade.
Here's Carrington. Banked it in off the glass.
That's where they'd like all their shots to come from.
Heat leading by 12. Robinson on the wing, defended by Kispert. Robinson passes to Highsmith. Kicks it out to Anderson. Here's Jaquez. Off target from three-point range. The Wizards trail by 12. To the paint. Here's Kispert. Good work defensively by Robinson. Miami's gotten 6 of 11 threes to go in this game. Love passes to Anderson. The three. The Heat rebound. Love finds Anderson. Back to Robinson. Puts up a deep three. That shot, no good.
And you just can't afford to give up that kind of look very often.
Three-pointer, Kispert. Unable to get that one.
I'm not sure how he finds himself in so much space there. He's kicking himself for whiffing a bit on that one.
Knocks down the long J.
Love Duncan just taking the opportunity to create for a teammate.
Here's the three. And Kispert gets a three. Kispert's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three.
Oh, you gotta love the back and forth, showing real confidence at the arc.
Yeah, both teams finding ways to the three-point line and trying to take advantage from distance.
Here's Holmes. Oh, that's offensive interference. Heat leading by 12. Pass to Highsmith. Robinson with it for three. And Bay pulls it down. Kispert, left side. Shot's good by Carrington. Carrington's got 4 points in the quarter.
Another shot right in the lane. That's been their MO this evening.
Miami has gone 7 of 15 from distance in this game. Jaquez no good.
Coach loves the execution, just not the result. That's okay. That's part of the process.
Kispert, the pass to Holmes. And here's Kispert. Brogdon with a screen on Robinson. And Jaime Jaquez gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. A line change here for Miami. A big group substitution here for Washington. Here's Sarr. And the deficit down inside single digits.
And defensively, you just cannot let Sarr get that ball inside.
And Marcus Smart picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
Second team foul.
1:52 left in the final quarter. Here's Adebayo. And finished off by Adebayo. Well, maybe a little bit of a use it or lose it situation with the coach's challenge. Probably won't make a difference to the outcome, but they still want to review the call.
Second personal foul. Third team foul.
And still disputed even after the video review.
There's no doubt there's going to be a gray area in a lot of these calls. But at least we have the option to take a second look, so the officials can be sure they get it right. So they see clear evidence of a bad call, and they're going to overturn it. Probably the right decision.
And give credit to the officials for recognizing the mistake and correcting it. Nobody likes to say they got it wrong, but they fixed it in a hurry.
Here's Smart. Ooh, nice. Smart slipping inside.
I like watching Smart get it done inside. He is such a fearless competitor.
And so Hero will bring it up to the Miami Heat. Wiggins with a screen on Smart. Wiggins outside. Pass to Adebayo. Middleton against Hero. 6 to shoot. Off the mark there with a three.
And even after airtight defense like that, you still just expect him to hit those kind of shots.
Smart for three. It's deflected. With the drive. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Well, now it's just a matter of watching the sand fall through the hourglass. This game is wrapped up in a strong showing for the Heat.
You can score without sharing the ball, but it can be a whole lot easier when guys are assisting one another.
Yeah, they were very patient. They were also unselfish, and ultimately, that's why they were so efficient.
Here's Wiggins. Rebound by the Wizards. Bay from long range. On target from range.
3 points.
Here's Ware. Pass to Adebayo. Now here's Hero. It's stolen by Smart. 7-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock.
Yeah, total focus from Smart in the big moment. He just looks fearless.
Hero with it. Guarded now by Smart. Hero against Smart. And Middleton with the block. Smart passes to Sarr. 4-3. And he recovers it. Fires the 3. And he buries it. And that one brings them within 1. So a close game sees Miami taking this one. Allie, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight.
I'm a tiger on the loose, I'm a menace in the booth, I'm the medicine you're afraid to take. I'm the gasoline and nut and the devil in your gut that you're fighting just to keep it fake. Kinda like the view with the dice and me, top down with the rims and gold. So baby, pour me a drink, I'm gonna let out the freak beat back in the field. Let him run, let him eat, stone cold killer.
Let off the beat.
Let him bang on the streets like Godzilla. Let him eat, stone cold killer.
Let off the beat.
Let him bang on the streets like Godzilla.
Defense looking for everything.
Welcome to 2K Sports. Well, Greg. This matchup features two teams that want to slow things down and run their offense in the half court.
Yeah, both sides are methodical. They want to get into their sets and create quality looks and also have floor balance. I'd be surprised if we see a ton of fast break opportunities tonight.
A look at Atlanta's opening lineup. Johnson is out there with Nance. Then it's Okongwu. Then it's Daniels. And it's Rizashea in at the shooting guard position.
And guys, he saw his chance to earn a little camera time there and took it.
Rocking the rim with some major force.
I mean, the defense basically gave that one to him.
Hero attacking. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Oh, and the touch on the interior. Hero can hit jumpers as well as capitalize in close.
That's just a great pass. Excellent vision to see the open spot in the defense and lead him to the score.
Jaquez. Johnson against Adebayo. Pass to Ware. Wiggins outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Ware. Covered by Okongwu. Here's Adebayo. Second chance shot, and the layup is up and in.
And inside is where Bam is at his best. He knows how to outwork the other guys in the paint.
And Dwayne Wade is the first Heat player to be honored with a statue. And, Greg, that's pretty significant for a very successful franchise.
And, Kevin, well-deserved, right? D-Wade, the best player in franchise history. He helped bring 3 championships to the city, plus he's already got a street named after him.
So it's Miami now, after the basket by Atlanta. And stolen by Okongwu. Oh, and a fast break for Atlanta. That's good from Johnson on the assist by Okongwu.
And what started it all, terrific anticipation on the defensive end.
Well, as a coach, you're always telling your guys to play hard. That's what we need.
Nance with the rebound.
Yeah, he might want to avoid looking over at the bench for a little bit here. A missed dunk like that is infuriating to a coach.
Heat have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Back to Jaquez. And the foul on Dyson Daniel. That's his first foul. First team foul. Wiggins against Nance. And the foul on Dyson Daniel. That's foul number 2 for him. Second team foul. First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. Here's Wiggins. That shot is no good, and he's 1 for 3 from the floor. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. Bam Adebayo talked about how his mentality has evolved over his career. He said, shoot the ball. I feel like that's been my evolution. It sounds very simple. And I came into this league as a defender. I feel like the progression's been shoot the ball, worry about everything else later. Kevin?
Certainly, DA is a two-way threat. Now, here's Johnson. Three-pointer, Daniels. That's in, coming off the assist from Johnson. Daniels has got 7.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Here's Hero to the wing right side. Intercepted. Down low. Here's Nance. The Hawks working the ball around. And here is Johnson. The 19-foot shot. Just 5 on the clock. Daniels passes to O'Connell.
Finding a little rhythm here that they have to like where they're at.
Yeah, you're seeing their offense in a flow. Now it's time for their defense to turn up the heat a little bit.
Now here's Wiggins. Hero finds Jaquez. Here's Wiggins, and it's blocked. Here's Daniels. Jaquez defending. To the middle. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Adebayo. Yes, Adebayo. There's 39 seconds left to play here in the first. Johnson can't get it to go. The Heat trail by 8. Here's Ware. Pass to Adebayo. Outside, Hero. Adebayo the screen. Hero passes to Wiggins. 5 on the clock. No good, unable to end this run.
That's not a bad shot at all. It just didn't go in. Sometimes the process is right, and you still get a bad result.
Here's Johnson. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. And so it's Atlanta holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Hawks.
Well, our coaching staff has to be happy with how active they've been defensively, forcing turnovers and making the offense uncomfortable.
And you can't turn it over against this team. That's a recipe for disaster, and we're seeing the results of that.
They've got Robinson, Kevin Love out there with Kyle Anderson. Then there's Alec Burks, and it's Highsmith in at the 3, the small forward. So that's who Miami starts the second with. So it's the Hawks now. The Heat knocking down the tray. LeVert with the wide open look. The 17-footer goes down.
And it's clear that LeVert has tons of confidence, especially in his ability to drain jumpers.
And this past offseason stand was pivotal for the Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah, they've been at a crossroads, Kevin, every offseason since their Eastern Conference Finals run in 2021. But after missing out on the playoffs last season, changes seemed inevitable. Well, he can beat you in a lot of ways. Very challenging to defend.
Pass to Highsmith. Anderson outside. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
Yeah, he earned that one. I mean, taking the hit and still able to get that one to go down.
And he'll be shooting his first free throw of the game here. Hey, Stan, as a coach, what was the most difficult part when transitioning from college to the pros?
That's a great question, Kevin. And I think two things. Number one, the length and the pace of the season. You just didn't have the time to prepare for the next game. Everything was sped up. And then, obviously, the talent of the players. So you're trying to game plan and come up with a way to stop guys who are essentially unstoppable.
Now, here's LeVert. Pass to Capella. Niang with the ball. Young outside. Releases. And it falls over the rim and in. Young's got the lead up to 8 now for the Hawks. Here's Anderson. It's deflected. Now Young. He has 6. Man, that's in coming off the assist from Young. And the Hawks lead by 10.
Well, when you move the ball, you open up the defense. Great job to make the unselfish play.
Robinson kicks to Anderson. Pass to Love. And here's Burks. And Robinson wide open. He shoots. Bangs home the trifecta. Robinson's got 8 points.
And for the defense, that is a heart-sinking moment. And you see him that wide open from beyond the arc.
Now, here is Robinson. After Clint Capella's miss. Robinson, that's good.
Assisted buckets. Every team wants them. They show you're running effective team offense.
Young from outside hits it from three-point range. 9 points in the game so far.
That's inexcusable defense right there. You gotta contest the shot better than that.
Anderson finds Robinson. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. And with this era of the Atlanta Hawks, Greg, they've gone as far as their defense has let them.
You look back at their conference finals run in 21, that was the last time they had a top 10 defense. So scoring's never been the issue with this core, but defense has been non-existent.
Now, here is Young. He's got 9. Driving in. That's his 4th basket of the game, and he's only taken 4 shots, off to a good start.
And defensively, that's just not going to cut it.
Young with the steal. And oh, here we go. Young's got it. The fast break chance. Lob pass to Capella.
Yeah, nice silky finish on the alley-oop from the stupendous feed.
That sequence couldn't have been executed any better. Robinson passes to Burks. Cross contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
They set the pick. Young with the ball. Guarded now by Kevin Love.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
Well, that's too easy. As he says, let me add to my highlight reel.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Young finds man. Back to Young. Rebound by the Heat.
Well, that's a miss you can live with. I expect they'll go to it again, especially if the defense continues to concede it.
Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Outside for Robinson. Love outside. 4 on the clock. Puts it up. Robinson misses. Here's Young. And no good on the last second attempt this time. Trae Young, he's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force. All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started. And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. The Hawks leading by 8. On the court right now for the Hawks. Reza Shea is out there with Daniels. Then it's Johnson. Then it's Okongwu. And it's Nance in at the 4. Now here's Johnson. Okongwu with a screen on Hawkins. Daniels dishes to Nance. Here's Reza Shea. Offline with his 3. And so Adebayo will bring it up for the Heat. They stand from 15 feet in. Not many players more dangerous in this NBA than Bam Adebayo.
No, there's not, Kevin. He's got the total package when he gets in the mid-range area on down. He can shoot the mid-range jumper above the rim to finish. He can score with his back to the basket, and he's an outstanding passer.
We haven't mentioned his defense, right? Because his defense is off the charts.
Always an all-defense consideration.
Fast break here. Here come the Hawks. Moving it up. And the dunk by Reza Shea.
Yeah, if you give Reza Shea a chance at the rim, he's going to make you pay.
Hero, no good. Atlanta leading by 8. Drives to the hoop. Powered down as the whistle blows. A 3-point play chance. And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the officials.
Shooting for Atlanta. Game 1.
The play is under video review under NBA rules. There will be 2 minutes to review the play.
The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Daniels kicks to Johnson. It's hauled in by Bam Adebayo. The Heat trail by 10. And the foul on Dyson Daniel. That's his third foul of the game.
First team foul.
Johnson against Adebayo. Has to Ware. Over Johnson. Three-pointer. And Stan, we seem to be in the midst of a big man renaissance in the NBA. I love it. So that being said, which of these big stars do you like the most?
Well, that's a tough question because there's so much talent and they're all different. You've got Embiid, who is unstoppable offensively. You've got Wembanyama with his combination of size and length, skill and agility. You've got guys who can shoot the ball. But the guy that combines the most of those things that I would take, Nikola Jokic.
Right on the bucket. Johnson's got the lead up to 12 now for the Hawks.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
An unorganized defense like that is not going to help them close this house.
Again, the miss by the Heat.
And if they know what's good for them, that's the way they'll defend against him every time he takes the ball in the three-point lane.
Oh, that's offensive interference. Heat have gone only 1 of 6 in the field in the third quarter. Not how they pictured the half started. Jaquez the pass to Wiggins. To end the drought. That's good on the jump shot. Wiggins has got 5 now.
And with that mid-range jumper, Wiggins has the lift to shoot over almost anyone.
Well, the Miami Heat have always been in contention, Stan, for the East, and you've worked in the organization. Why is that?
Well, look, Kevin, I'll admit to a bit of a bias here, but they have a great coach, maybe the best in the league. He's been there since 2008. That consistency and continuity really helps, and this team expects themselves to win no matter what they go through.
And the Hawks making a change here. Hands checked in. They get it back. Kicks it out to Love. From outside, off the mark. Atlanta leading by 13. And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, we all know about what Heat culture means. Bam Adebayo says we share the ball, play together, and we know where the shots are going to come from. We're just blessed to have a team like this. Everybody buys in, everybody competes, and everybody wants to get the job done. Kevin, back to you.
They've got great chemistry. Thanks, David. Now, here's LeVert. This is the most they've led by 13 points. There's 37 seconds left in the third quarter. The rebound by Anderson.
Well, you couldn't ask for a better look. That's one he's got to knock down.
Pass to Robinson. Love outside. Fires from deep. And again, it's the Heat missing. And so LeVert will bring it up for Atlanta. For 3, Man gets the bucket. 7 points in the game.
It's those kind of passes that bring up the entire team's confidence.
Didn't think that was going to go in.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Atlanta shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight. And so Young nails them both.
And that's the norm for him. He's pretty much automatic when he's at the line.
Here's Highsmith. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And so it's Atlanta. And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. The Heat trail by 15, and now we've got the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
And it's a completely new group for Atlanta. The guard pair will be Hero and Hakeem. Adebayo is out there with Wiggins, and it's Ware in at the 5. That's the group on the floor for Miami. Now Daniels following the three-point attempt by Andrew Wiggins. Nance passes to Okongwu, and Okongwu slams it in.
Well, he's a bit of an undersized center. However, his leaping ability can certainly mask that.
Now here's Wiggins. Pass to Ware, takes a 3, and it's sent back by Okongwu. And they recover it. Shot clock at 6. Miami's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. Ware, no good. The Hawks leading by 17. Johnson, that's for 2. Now Okongwu. That's in, coming off the assist from Johnson. Johnson's got 3 assists in the game. Wiggins, left side. On the wing, Hakeem. Back to Wiggins. It's stolen by Nance. Three-pointer, Daniels. That one is good. He's only missed 1 shot of his 6 taken on the floor. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Hawks.
Well, all you can ask for is your guys to be really active on D, and they've been more than that tonight.
And one other thing they have done well has been scoring in transition, looking to run whenever they can. Not surprised at all. He's shooting it well and scoring points in bunches.
Stan, you've been on the bench in the NBA for many decades. What were some of your biggest pet peeves as a coach?
Oh my gosh, Kevin, that would be a long list. But the 2 biggest would be this. I think number 1, anytime there was a lack of effort, not running back on defense, things like that. That I had a hard time tolerating. And then mental breakdowns, things we had prepared for over and over and over again, and then guys just zone out and forget what they're supposed to do. Those were things that were hard to tolerate.
Especially when you would take such care in preparing them in every way. That's got to be just excruciating.
Frustrating as heck.
And with that height and incredible leaping ability, Wiggins can throw it down as easy as anyone.
Here's Johnson. And the shot goes in. And the Hawks lead by 21.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Yeah, come on. They're just having their way out there and continuing to press the advantage.
And this is why Wiggins has become an efficient scorer, doing a much better job with his shot quality, and loves now to attack inside.
Reza Shea, 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. That one on Hawkes. And Reza Shea, the prototypical size and skill for a wingman.
Yeah, he's got some jelly to his game. Handle, touch. At his size, that becomes very tough to contain.
Driving the lane. Wiggins in the post. Working on Nance. 6 to shoot. Kicks it out to Hero. Here's Hakeem. And the 3 off target. The Hawks leading by 18. On the wing, Nance. Lets it go from deep. Tips it up. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Okongwu's now got 6 here in this quarter.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Hawks.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching
a cat played with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And here's Nance following the three-pointer by Andrew Wiggins. And the foul on Andrew Wiggins. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Second personal foul. Third team foul.
1:09 left in the fourth quarter. And it's Johnson with the jam. And that's a double-double for him now. 11 points and 10 rebounds.
And once he gets clear off the screen, there is no stopping him.
No, not when there's a flush waiting to happen.
Well, give credit to the screener there. That's how you help free up your teammates.
And what can Adebayo do? I mean, gets the tough rebounds, scores the tough baskets, and then makes the right pass.
Now here's Johnson. And Okongwu slams it in.
And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
Yeah, they've got clutch guys on this team, and they never let up.
So it's Atlanta now after Tyler Hero's miss. The shot's good from Nance.
Yeah, they've sucked the energy out of this arena. Tremendous effort on the road.
Yeah, and winning games on the road is huge, especially when you get them in such a convincing fashion.
Daniels kicks to Nance. Back to Daniels. Off the left rim and out. Hero from long range. Missed. And so Atlanta takes this one by David. Thank you as always. Well, folks, that's going to do it for
Oh, it's got quite the... matchup in store tonight, Doris. Two conference rivals set to clash once again.
And BA, there's typically a little bit of chippiness because it is clear these two teams don't like each other, and you and I are here for all of it.
Now the opening lineup for Atlanta. They've got Onyeka Okongwu. Larry Nance is out there with Jalen Johnson. Then there's Dyson Daniels, and it's Risache in at the 2. 5 to shoot, picked up by Okongwu. Taken away! Outside Koulibaly. Puts up a 3. Counted from distance.
Tell you, it always feels great getting those first points on the board.
And will that get him rolling? Will it get his team rolling? This should be an interesting night.
And Nance with the slam.
And that's Nance Jr.'s go-to move. This guy doesn't mess around when he gets that kind of position.
And there's the screen. Here's Smart. Bay outside. He takes it in. Outside Koulibaly. Three-pointer. Rebounded by Johnson. And so it's Johnson with it. He brings it up for Atlanta. Doris, you look at this Washington team. They hit the reset button.
BA, I am sure that's not an easy decision to make, but I believe it was the right move. Washington was kind of stuck at that play-in level. Now they have a clear focus and direction on the future. May take some time, but I like the plan.
And it's Smart missing. And now the Hawks on the break. Here's Daniels, and he makes no mistake. Slam dunk.
And leaking out well in transition. I mean, I like seeing Daniels get rewarded for hustling.
Shots good by Sarr.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
Now here's Nance. Pass to Johnson. Here's Daniels. Second shot opportunity. Deflected.
And as Sarr gets older, he'll learn how to use his length even more.
And even after 2 offensive rebounds, they just can't take the lid off. Koulibaly with it. Out of bounds. It'll be Hawks ball. The Hawks have gone 3 of 6 from the floor. Daniels passes to Johnson. To the right side. Here's Nance. Driving to the basket. And Nance with the slam.
Well, we are talking about a big-time athlete. Larry Nance shows the burst off the bounce. Wow.
Here's Koulibaly. And down it goes. Jam that one home.
How about the bounce?
We can call that bounce per ounce. Can't be denied.
First personal foul. First team foul.
And in the first quarter, about 3 minutes played. Here's Daniels. And the bucket counts. And he is on his way to the line. He'll try to make it a 3-point play. Wizards trail by 3. Smart for 3. They grab their own miss. Puts up a deep 3. Okongwu with the rebound.
I know that he has the ability and confidence to sink that shot. But better luck next time, maybe.
And for most guys, I think you only want to take that shot if you hit a few in a row. That is absolutely a heat check.
And that one's good. Koulibaly.
Oh, don't you love how unselfish Marcus Smart is? Sees the open man, whips the pass over in just the right amount of space.
Okongwu, a screen on Smart. Daniels passes to Okongwu. Back to Daniels. Oh, they get a hand on it. And stolen by Bay. Smart finds Bay. Smart, a screen on Nance. Back to Smart. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Rejected by Okongwu. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. For Atlanta, they've gone 5 of 9 from the floor. Good on the baseline, Jay.
It's incredible. I mean, it changes the dynamic of your offense when you have bigs who can shoot the ball.
It's almost gotten to the point where you have to be able to hit that face-up jumper nowadays. Very few exceptions to that rule.
30 seconds left to play in the first quarter. They set the pick. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. And that one falls for Smart.
Marcus Smart is one of those guys you want in the trenches. He brings great effort on the defensive end every night, and he's a willing shooter at the most critical moments.
Now here's Johnson. Back to Daniels. And he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
How good a playmaker are we watching? Always leading, always trying to create for others.
It's Smart on the wing. Nice D from Nance.
A rare miss for him at point-blank range. That's one he'd like to have back.
And a high-scoring first quarter. Both teams really filling it up. Atlanta on top. They're up. And some good action in the books as we get back to a game that's been pretty close so far here. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Hawks.
Well, they found their offensive openings in the mid-range, and they continue to find ways to open up those jump shot opportunities.
They've also done a really good job taking advantage of miscues. Their defense has been stifling in this one.
On the court for the Hawks, George Niang out there with Clint Capella. Then it's Terrence Mann. Then it's Karis LeVert, and it's Young in at the point guard position.
Yeah, there's no quitting this guy. He just gives you great effort, and he continues to give you great production.
Well, Grant, aside from making the East Finals in 2021, how would you assess Trae Young's teams?
Well, they're always solid offensive teams, but Trae is the type of player that you need to surround with defensive-minded guys, and he hasn't really had that.
Here's Carrington, and there are the Wizards with another bucket.
Pick works well there, but the defense left a lot to be desired.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
Yeah, there's Trae Young getting it done inside.
Here's Champagnie, and good. Coming on the assist by Brogdon. Champagnie's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well, exposing a weakness in the defense, that's just way too easy, guys.
LeVert, a screen on Brogdon. Young, the pass to LeVert. The kick out to Young. High arcing shot. Oh, nifty float game from Young.
And so shifty with great handles. Young gets the defender to commit, then takes full advantage.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
With the game on the line, Ice Trae is a dangerous man. Young said, I've been owning the moment my whole life. That's what I do. I work too hard to be afraid of the moment. Brian?
Well, Allie, it definitely shows in his play. It's great stuff there. Thank you. Oh, wasted no time on that one. And now it's a 5-point Atlanta lead.
And when it comes to assists, Young is on another level. He's got such a gift for feeding his guys.
Carrington, no good. For Atlanta, they've gotten off to a perfect 4-for-4 start of the second. Fires the three, nails it from beyond the arc. Carrington's got 5 now.
If you want to talk about an NBA player who has poise and vision, that's Malcolm Brogdon doing work with the pass. That is nicely done.
Washington has gone 4 of 9 so far from the perimeter. Pass to Kispert. You're a good person to ask this, Doris. Why do so many point guards turn into successful coaches?
Yeah, I think obviously, Brian, as a point guard, you're responsible for knowing every position on the floor, where they're supposed to be at all times. And you're also sort of thinking like a coach already. This person hasn't had a bucket in a while. How do I get them in a position to make them successful? So I think you're in control of so much as a point guard that it naturally translates to coaching.
Right wing. There's the triple. The rebound by the Wizards.
Boy, a wide open shot from his favorite spot. That is one he'd like to have back.
Pass to Carrington. Kispert outside. Gets an open look and hits it. Kispert's got his first bucket in this one. The Hawks lead by 4. Niang a screen. Young from long range. That shot off the mark. Washington has gone 1 of 4 from three-point land here in the second. And that's an intentional foul.
You don't want to stop the clock right there. I'm not quite sure what he was thinking.
And almost 4 minutes gone in the second quarter of play. From deep. He drops it from range. Now just a 1-point Atlanta lead.
Slow reaction from the D, and it cost him 3.
Floats one. Rebounded by Champagny. For Washington, they've gotten 6 of 10 shots to drop in the second. Nice work. Three-pointer is up from Brogdon. Capella with a rebound. And so Capella will bring it up for the Hawks. Young, the pass to Niang. The kick out to Young. And there's a 3-second violation. There's 53 seconds left in the first half. Brogdon from outside. From deep. Brogdon.
Understand this. If Malcolm Brogdon is on the three-point line, you better get a hand up and contest. Nicely done.
Here's Young. That one's off. Still out of sync. The Wizards with a lead. Brogdon feeling it out a bit. Pass to Carrington. Back to Brogdon. Holmes, a screen on Young. Just 4 to shoot. And it's Brogdon missing. Right side Young. And that one's good. Man's got 5 points.
They're punishing those late defensive rotations, getting good looks inside throughout the half.
Ooh, and he took a hard foul on the shot. And they're not happy with the call here. Coach has given the signal. He's going to use his challenge. Probably a good idea in such a close contest.
For 2, Kristan Holmes. The play is under video review under NBA rules. There will be 2 minutes to review the
Still disputed even after the video review.
There's no doubt there's going to be a gray area in a lot of these calls. But at least we have the option to take a second look, so the officials can be sure they get it right. So they see clear evidence of a bad call, and they're going to overturn it. Probably the right decision.
And give credit to the officials for recognizing the mistake and correcting it. Nobody likes to say they got it wrong, but they fixed it in a hurry.
And it goes out of bounds. That one off Young. Three-pointer is up from Brogdon. That misses. Would have counted had it gone. Tie game in Washington. And we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out there for the start of the third quarter, right after the break.
And now, please direct your attention to center court. And get ready for the fan half-court shot. Run line. They're thinking about the shot.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, this second half could turn out to be a great one, as both teams trying to gain an edge. Without question, Bilal Coulibaly displaying his skills today.
The numbers say it all. He spent the first half playing efficient ball.
I think they've taken their time. They've showed incredible patience. It's a sign of a well-coached ball club.
They've got Kispert, Malcolm Brogdon out there with Rashawn Holmes. And it's Champagny at the power forward position. That's the group for Washington right now.
Really good passing wing. Risache isn't a ball stopper. He really looks for his teammates.
Here's Brogdon. Nance pulls down the board.
Good shot, gone bad. Gotta finish there.
And out on the wing, Zach Risache has so many things scouts are looking for these days.
Yeah, B.A., this guy has tremendous potential as a two-way threat. Great length, good athleticism, and his jump shot could be elite.
Pass to Carrington. The three is up. Rebounded by Daniels. Daniels has got his 4th rebound in this one. The Hawks leading. Boy, that foul looked intentional. Not exactly what you'd expect here.
Yeah, I know. It just doesn't make sense given the situation.
A new lineup here for Washington. On the wing, Daniels. He's covered by Bay. Here's Nance. Good work there as it goes. Nance has got 6.
Boy, if you would let Larry Nance Jr. carve out that kind of space, turn the lights out.
Pass to Coulibaly.
Daniel. 3rd personal foul. 1st team foul.
And we're about a minute and a half in the second half. Nance against Bay. Drops in the 3. Bay's gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. For Atlanta, they've gone 3 of 3 in this second half. There's the screen by Johnson. And he lobs it up top. Here's Coulibaly. Flushes it down to finish the break.
Well, gotta go back to the steal that started the break. Alex Sarr, just great instincts. I'll tell you, this kid's got a high ceiling.
Smart with a transition bucket.
Here in the second half, they're really focused on stretching the floor.
And guys, boy, when you're hitting, it sure does work. It obviously opens up major options at the offensive end.
All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Hey, BA, the Hawks are figuring it out. Coach Quinn Snyder said, growth isn't linear. We want to just keep improving. The players have bought in. They're working. They're practicing hard, hitting the film. Everybody has been absolutely coachable. I think we're learning. Guys, it's all about the journey here.
Yeah, I'm trying to take that next step. That's how it's done. Thanks, Allie.
2nd team foul.
Just over 2.5 minutes gone by in the second half. Okongwu, a screen on Middleton. Down low. Denied. And so it looks like the Hawks will retain possession here. Shot from the inbound. Count it, and 1. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play. They'll pin that on Chris Middleton. Atlanta shooting their first free throw of the game. And Johnson, no good on that one. Washington has gone 3 of 4 from outside in the second half. Here's Coulibaly. And a miss there on the triple.
That's not his spot, but given the lack of defense, you'd like to see him knock that one down.
Johnson tipped. And we've got a whistle. He was fouling with a purpose. And in that spot, in that situation, it's got to be a transition take foul. And he'll be shooting his first free throw. And so Middleton will bring it up for the Washington Wizards. It's a 1-point game. Washington again can't hit. Atlanta's gotten 3 of their 7 threes to find the net in this matchup. And Nance with the slam.
So explosive, so creative in the air. Nicely done, Larry Nance Jr.
Now here's Smart. He's closely guarded. Outside for Bay. Middleton with a screen on Nance. Offensive rebound. Outside Coulibaly. The 3-ball. Knocks down the triple. Coulibaly's got 5 points in the quarter. 6 lead changes in a game that has a lot of character.
Yeah, both sides stepping up and making big plays.
From deep, Johnson. Pure from 3-point range.
Both teams are starting to find a rhythm here.
And this is partly what the game has become, right? A matter of dueling 3-point opportunities.
That'll hype his guys up. Middleton right back with one of his own.
Here's Daniels, defended by Smart. Daniels passes to Okongwu. Just 5 on the clock. On the take. Ricochet, no good. The Wizards have gotten 6 of their first 12 shots to drop in this third.
This is something Marcus Smart does really well. He utilizes his speed and strength to draw defenders while he's shooting.
And this will be his 3rd and 4th free throws of the game here. And the Hawks going with a whole new group out there. And so Smart nails them both. Hawks trail by 4. Right side Young. His first shot coming late. 19 seconds left in the third quarter. Shot clock at 6. The Hawks need to get one up here. Smart looking around. Bay outside. It could go. Oh, it would have counted had it fallen, but it is offline. And that's it for the third quarter. We've reached the fourth quarter in what has been a very competitive game. Should be an exciting finish. Atlanta's gone 4 of 8 from 3, a nice percentage. Fourth quarter on the floor for the Hawks. They've got Karis LeVert, George Niang out there with Clint Capella. Then it's Terrence Mann, and it's Young in at the 1. Here's Carrington. He's guarded by Mann. Here's the teardrop. Hey, rejected by Capella. 3 on 3. Oh, the bucket's good, and he'll have a chance at one more. It's on Corey Kispert.
They have a never-give-up attitude.
No doubt, keeping it very close. They're going to have to step up even more to get over the hump here.
The Wizards with a lead. Brogdon with a screen on the vert. Carrington. Three-pointer off the mark. The Hawks shooting a red-hot 63% in this game. And that one's good, man.
Yeah, what a look. I mean, Young, a high-level passer.
Here's Brogdon. Brogdon with a strong finish.
That's a finish for the purists out there. The lightest of touches on the finger roll.
Niang outside. Pass to Mann. Back to Niang. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. And the Hawks lead by 2. Brogdon with a screen on the vert. Here's Carrington. The three-pointer off the mark. Atlanta's gone 5 of 10 from beyond the three-point line in this game. Niang a screen. Young the pass to Mann. Launches it. Young can't hit. For Washington, they've gone 1 of 4 since the fourth quarter began. Oh, got that one up quick. Coming down the stretch, it's still anyone's game.
Incredible effort and energy on both sides. These guys must be gassed.
Pass to Brogdon. Stolen by Capella. They push it up 4 on 3. There's Young with the 3. And Atlanta misses again. The Wizards have gone 2 of 5 from the field in this final quarter. Champagnie, the pass to Brogdon. A touch under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth.
Now, you must have an understanding of what the defense is going to do when you play pick and roll. Malcolm Brogdon? Yes, that's in his tool bag, too.
Young from long range. The 3 ball is good from Young.
You see the trust Young's guys have in him. When they need a bucket, he gets it for them.
And now we've got an intentional foul.
First personal foul. First team foul. Substitution.
Off the inbound. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Ooh, important points from Sarr. And just great recognition of the moment. Don't see that in a lot of young players. Wow. And how about Daniels embracing the spotlight? He loves hitting these big-time shots.
Middleton passes to Bay. Out to the right wing. Outside Coulibaly. Into the lane. And he says right back at you with a big dunk of his own.
I just love the aggressive finish.
Now, I'm thinking he's sending a strong message with that jam. Daniels passes to Okongwu. Back to Daniels. Six to shoot. It's stolen by Smart. The 3. The rebound by Atlanta. 1:11 left in the fourth quarter. Oh, wow! Incredible! And he jams it home with authority.
Nice pass by Ricochet. You can already see he has a high basketball IQ.
That one goes. Count it.
And you want him taking good shots at this point in the game, and that one was easy.
Boy, when it's this close, you try not to give up these kinds of buckets. Boy, you got to do better defensively.
Not sure why he committed the intentional foul. No purpose.
I think everyone's a little confused, but weird plays happen.
The kick out to Nance. And it's going to be a 3-second call.
Boy, that's the last thing they needed. This game too close to be making those kinds of errors.
51 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Smart outside. Smart on the drive. Pass to Koulibaly. To the inside. Sorry. Count it!
Talk about stepping up in a big way.
I'll tell you, it takes confidence to pull the trigger in that situation. You love guys who relish the moment.
Here's a Kongwu. The kick out to Johnson. Picked up by a Kongwu. Money!
And a solid pick to free him up for the dunk.
Boy, the timing there couldn't be any better.
The execution was simply flawless. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you run that play.
Yeah, and that was a smart move. I mean, you have to foul right there. You just don't want them to run out the clock.
Smart outside. And he commits the intentional foul.
That's just poor clock management defensively.
He gets the first, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And he hits both free throws here, and it's a 4-point ball game.
Well, you love a guy who gets himself to the line, takes his time, and makes the free throws. Complete professional.
Let's give a big hand for that jaw-dropping performance.
And stolen by Bay. And so it's Washington who scrapes by with the win. Boy, they didn't make it easy on their...
But eventually, I'll get there. I'm a tiger on the loose, I'm a menace in the booth, I'm the medicine you're afraid to take. I'm the gasoline and nut and the devil in your gut that you're fighting just to keep it fake. Kinda like the view with the dice in the mid, top down with the rims and gold. So baby, pour me a drink, I'm gonna let out the freak beat back in the kiss. Let him run, let him eat, stone cold killer. Let off the beat. Let him bang on the streets like Godzilla. Let him eat, stone cold killer. Let off the beat. Let him bang on the streets like Godzilla. Defense looking for him.
And so off the tip, it's Washington. So here is Miami's starting group. Adebayo is out there with Andrew Wiggins. Then there's Alec Burks. Then it's Tyler Hero. And it's Ware in at the center. Now here's Bay. Pass to Coulibaly. Just 3 to shoot. The 3. Rebound by the Heat. GA, when it comes to the Wizards, they have a pretty spotty track record over the past decade.
Kevin, it's tough to get things right in the draft. Plus, they have just had poor lottery luck, only selecting higher than 8th once in the last decade. But they have passed on some superstar-level talent.
And so it's the Heat getting on the board first. Nice shot by Smart.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, both of them looking towards the three-point line, and I like to see that, especially when the results are made buckets.
And here's Adebayo. After Marcus Smart got his shot to go from deep. Wiggins finds Adebayo. Back to Wiggins from downtown. And Sarr pulls it down. Washington's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. And the shot goes in.
Feeling more and more comfortable in this offense. That's just Chris Middleton making a play.
And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Thanks very much. Brian Keefe shared a few moments with me. I asked Coach about facing off against Bam Adebayo, and he told me the dangerous thing about Bam is his versatility. He's able to play different roles for his team depending on the matchup. And that versatility makes it difficult to game plan against him. Guys?
Thank you, David. For Washington, they've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Pass to Sarr. Good on the triple.
Already expanding his game. Sarr trying to get better at attacking quickly off the pass.
Here's Smart. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Washington shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line. And he can't hit the second.
And some of what Smart gives his team doesn't always show up in the stat sheet, but he makes plays that help you win. And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
For Washington, they've gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. In the corner, Middleton with it from past the arc. That's no good. Misses his first shot of the night.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Wiggins passes to Ware. There's the screen. Adebayo with the ball. Now defended by Sarr.
Well, how about that? Bam stepping out just a little bit from the mid-range with a soft touch.
Here's Coulibaly. Burks covering. Smart deciding where to go with it. The three-pointer no good. The Heat trail by 3. Over to the left wing. And stolen by Bay. Here's Coulibaly. Buries the long-range jumper. Coulibaly's got 5.
And that's a nice pass from Bay, willing to do whatever he can to help his team.
And Brent talking about Saddiq Bey. He's the type of player that every team covers.
When you think about Saddiq Bey and where it is that he came from culturally in college, and this is a guy at his size and with his ability, you can plug in and play and know you're going to get genuine effort on a nightly basis.
Here's Coulibaly after the Heat pick up 2. Here's Sarr. And Ware pulls it down. On the wing, Wiggins. He's defended by Coulibaly. And he comes up with the deuce.
I think there were some toughness questions around Andrew Wiggins. Not anymore. This guy has become a pretty gritty player.
Pass to Middleton. Sarr sets the screen for Middleton. Off target from outside.
And that was almost a block. Still did enough to alter the shot.
Yeah, altering the shot just as long as there's a miss. That kind of energy not wasted.
No hesitation from Adebayo there. Had to love seeing him taking this shot with confidence.
Good on the three-point shot. 5 points in the game.
And I like
like the back and forth here, showing confidence from range.
It seems like they're going to find out who can make the deepest threes. Right now, it's a shootout.
First personal foul. First team foul.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Burks against Middleton. Burks on the wing, tries from 7. The shot by Adebayo, no good.
Not going to see that very often. The defense in the vicinity, but still, he's not one to blow layups.
Middleton for 3. A good game so far as we conclude the first quarter. Wizards lead by 2. Let's take a... And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Wizards.
Well, they haven't wasted any time getting into a groove from deep, putting up and hitting a healthy amount of three-pointers thus far.
Well, one thing that's noticeable is just tremendous energy from everybody, and they put that into their transition play, and all that hustle is paying off.
On the court for Miami here in the second, Kyle Anderson is out there with Kevin Love. Then it's Robinson. Then there's Jaime Jaquez. And it's Highsmith in at the 3 slot. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen. Great, you look at today's point guards. So many different types that can be effective.
And there's a lot more freedom for point guards to kind of explore the parameters of their game. Sometimes it's steadying an offense. Other times it's to ignite it.
Anderson finds Robinson. Knocks down the 3 ball. Robinson's got the lead up to 3 now for Miami.
Well, they're trying to take command of this game, but it's been competitive so far.
Yeah, everybody trying to get away from one another, and the threads are keeping them close. This has been highly competitive.
Outside Robinson, stolen by Brogdon. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Holmes with a screen on Robinson. Brogdon the pass to Champagnie. Here's Carrington. Pass to Brogdon. Launches it. The rebound by Anderson. And it's Anderson with the ball for Miami. One thing you can pretty much count on with the Heat, Brent Barry, they're gonna grind it out.
Yeah, this team has always been built around tenacity and toughness. Even with the big 3, with LeBron, D-Wade, and Bosh, there was a bit of a metamorphosis with the way LeBron approached games. Kind of being hated on was something they embraced, and that culture demands that hustle accountability and will consistently be about their culture.
Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Love has a knack for recognizing when a teammate's going to break wide open.
Let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Heat.
They're controlling the pace of this game, pushing the ball up court and getting good looks in early offense.
And they've sort of assumed control of this game with their pressure defensively. They've been into the ball handler. They've done a great job of swarming. So they're creating some turnovers, but they're capitalizing on them.
Highsmith's shot is off. Wizards have gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. Pass to Kispert. Over Anderson. Holmes kicks to Brogdon. And the Wizards hit again from deep.
Well, Brogdon just has a great feel as to when he should shoot it. Most of the time, it's in rhythm and within the offense.
Robinson goes in and finished off by Robinson. Guys, no one team gaining control early on.
Yeah, and you look at the lead changes, 6 already.
They double-team Brogdon to the left side wing. Pass to Kispert. Clock at 6. There's a good screen. A shot by Champagnie, no good. Miami's gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the 3 ball here. A nice shot by Anderson.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Out to the right wing. Here's Holmes. That 3 off the mark. Stolen away. Here's Champagny. He's covered by Anderson. Champagny passes to Brogdon. Here's Carrington. Launches a three. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
I tell you, he has some impressive moves in his repertoire. That's as good as it gets, but just one of many.
Jaquez finds Robinson. Sweet little floater. Robinson's got 7 now in this quarter.
Silky floater from Duncan Robinson.
Brogdon with it, and Jaquez picks him up defensively. Here's Champagny. Scoreless thus far. Outside to Brogdon. Here's Holmes. Goes straight to the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. It goes on Kyle Anderson. He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here.
Rashawn Holmes, look at those throwback 5 types. You know, the big burly guys that play physical, that like to rebound, bang around on the inside, and score in there as well.
Brogdon against Jaquez. And that one is stuffed right through. Guys, what a wild first half this has been.
Wow, back in fourth start, that's for sure.
And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. It's the Heat leading by a point. And now thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this. And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. And you look at Adebayo, what a contribution.
Really impressed with the shot selection through the first half, just taking what he can get from the defense.
Yeah, I'm thinking back to the first half and wondering, did he take a low percentage shot? Everything efficient.
They've got Marcus Smart. Sadiq Bey is out there with Chris Middleton. Then it's Sarr, and it's Koulibaly in at shooting guard. That's the 5 on the 4 for the Wizards.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Well, just ripping through right there as he finds the open spot and gets right through there. High basketball IQ play.
Kicks it out to Wiggins. Here's Adebayo. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. Adebayo's got 9.
Well, around the rim, Bam Adebayo makes so many things happen because he's so athletic.
Bey wide open, and he fires. Off target with his 3.
Well, the D doesn't seem to be too worried about him from three-point range, and he shows us why still. I expect him to make one of those.
Adebayo, and Adebayo throws it down.
And you try your best defensively to push Bam away from the rim. That's easier said than done.
Well, it's no secret this Washington team is in a rebuilding phase. But Brent, they've collected some assets.
And they got some flexibility here, Kevin, and they made the call to start over. Took some other players that other teams didn't want, along with some draft picks, which sometimes you have to do when you're bottoming out. They have a good toolbox to rebuild them.
Driving to the basket. Ware, good. Ware's got the lead up to 6 now for the Heat.
Just more and more comfortable the guys are when Bam has the ball and they cut. They know they're going to get it.
Stolen by Hero. And here comes the break. Burks finds Hero. Kicks it out to Wiggins. Adebayo with a screen for Wiggins. Back to Hero. Wiggins up top. Heat moving the ball around. Burks for 3. Rebound, Washington. Middleton outside. Fires for 3. It's good from long range. Middleton's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Tough to contest when a guy that size can get the shot off that quickly. Middleton with a nice quick release.
Here he goes. Burks' shot is good. Wizards trail by 5. Pass to Bay. Fires the 3. Good, and Smart gets the assist. Smart's got his 4th assist in this one.
And Bay's not going to hesitate. Very confident in that range.
Hero with it. And the foul on Marcus Smart. That's his 3rd foul of the game. And Washington going with a whole new group here.
Substitute on the court.
Outside Robinson. Jaquez sets a screen for Robinson. And again, it's the Heat missing.
Well, that mid-range, Jay, usually pretty much on the money. Maybe the timing just a little bit off on that one.
Heat have gone 5 of 7 from the field in the 3rd quarter. Let's see if they can keep it up. Jaquez the pass to Highsmith. Now here's Love. And Brogdon with a clear path to the rack. A huge slam, the perfect end of the fast break.
On the break, Brogdon with a great job of surveying the floor and understanding where everybody was coming in from on that fast break.
Jaquez can't hit. Washington has gone into the 3-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
Pretty infectious right here, guys. In good spirits and percentages from downtown on the rise in the second half.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
Pass to Carrington. Back to Brogdon. The 3. Drills the 3-pointer. Brogdon's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Well, everything in sync right now for Brogdon. Nice base, good timing, good release.
That one goes in.
I just think that's trouble. You're gonna let that guy shoot layups. You're asking for it.
Brogdon scanning the floor. Pass to Carrington. Launches from deep. Miami grabs the miss. Love's got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Anderson. Outside for Robinson. Over in the corner, Jaquez. Anderson with the ball. Robinson finds Anderson. Just 5 to shoot. Buries it down low. Anderson's got 8 points. Here's Brogdon. 10 points for him. Love the pass to Jaquez. 1 second left. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. And we wrap up the 3rd and looking to be an exciting. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball. And how about the perfect delivery?
Yeah, those are the kind of plays that you want to put on a canvas. Just beautiful basketball.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this 4th quarter promises to be a good one. On the floor for Miami starting the 4th. We've got Jaime Jaquez. Anderson is out there with Kevin Love. Then it's Duncan Robinson. And it's Highsmith in at the small forward. For 3, Brogdon. It's hauled in by the Heat. Oh, and a fast break for the Heat. Here's Highsmith. Anderson passes to Love. Love with the screen for Robinson. Pass to Anderson. Shot clock at 5. The shake. And that's 2 points on the layup. And the Heat lead by 4.
And the D not really doing its job there. A little slow to react to the ball getting into the paint.
Yeah, scoring through a pretty good hit right there is Malcolm Brogdon. Here's an N1 opportunity.
So it's both teams making substitutions here. And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for Miami.
I'm in love with how they're moving the basketball all game long, and also their ability to move without the ball. That style just makes it so difficult to defend.
Well, we've also seen them being very aggressive down in the paint. All game long, they've been hunting down those inside points.
Making the most of the screen. That's how it's done.
And it's in the perfect spot, Greg. Frees him up to get all the way to the bucket.
Really not enough help there. Lack of communication on the backside.
Marcus Smart's checked in for Brogdon. About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. Now Wiggins. And Sarr pulls it down.
I saw a green light there. The D's not going to get away with that kind of lapse all that often here tonight.
Here's Bay. Hits the three-point bomb.
Encouraging to see Saddiq Bey just stay this confident and looking for that shot off the catch.
Hero kicks to Adebayo. Burks against Middleton. Burks the pass to Adebayo. 6 on the shot clock. The Heat need to get a shot off. Where? Good.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, both of them looking towards the three-point line, and I like to see that, especially when the results are made buckets.
Here's Middleton. Count the basket and the foul. Tyler Hero picks one up.
How about that shot by Middleton? Doesn't matter where it is in the game, he'll take that shot.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Wizards.
The three-pointers and how well they're able to shoot them. You wonder if they can keep it up, and boy, have they.
You want to talk about ball distribution? They've been dominating that aspect of the game. I think there's a bunch of bankers out there. They're dropping dime after dime.
Here's Ware. And Sarr pulls it down. Sarr's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Smart with the ball. And Burks picks him up defensively. Back to Koulibaly. A 3-ball. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
And won't find many more games as entertaining as this one.
No, this is about as high-octane a game as you're going to find.
Here's Burks. Pass to Adebayo. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Bam stepping up and making a huge play for his team that time.
Washington's gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. Middleton with a screen for Bay. It's up a 3. And Ware pulls it down. Ware's got 4 rebounds in this game. Adebayo kicks to Ware. That's in, coming off an assist from Adebayo. Ware's got it all tied up now for the Heat.
Man, that's about the worst defense I can imagine a team playing coming down the stretch.
Well, I hope there's one player on that team out there that has interest in winning this game. Right now, it doesn't look to be one.
That is world class.
Love seeing that there. A huge possession, and he nets it.
Back to Smart. There's 39 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Bay passes to Middleton. Will it go? Good! And oh, that was an enormous three-pointer.
And Saddiq Bey with the biggest hoop of the game.
20 seconds left in the fourth. Burks on the wing. Pass to Adebayo. Here's Ware. It's over Bay. Oh, off target. Here's Adebayo. It's good!
Well, he takes care of salvaging that possession for the offense by getting on the offensive glass.
And it's Brian Keefe calling timeout here. And he knows there's no room for mistakes and wants everyone on the same page. Thoughts on what Coach wants to do here?
And with under 2 seconds remaining, they need something quick. Don't have time for an extra pass here, but they want to try for a 3 off the inbound play and go for the win. definitely doable.
And regulation now complete. We will go to overtime. Well, 4 quarters weren't enough to decide this ballgame. Sit back and enjoy as we move on to overtime. Hero out there with Alec Burks. Then it's Andrew Wiggins. Then it's Bam Adebayo. And it's Ware in at the center, locking down the middle. Here's Adebayo. And Adebayo throws it down.
Big-time scoring explosion in this one from Bam. Didn't think he would have this kind of offensive impact.
Smart passes to Sarr. Now Bay. Middleton, a screen on Adebayo. Bay finds Middleton. 4 on the shot clock. Sarr's shot is off. And it's Wiggins with the ball for Miami. A 2-point game. Bay pulls it in. From the Wizards, they're shooting one of the high points for them in this game at 54%. Middleton can't get it to go. Miami's gone past the three-point line for 13 of their shots, 6 of 13. They can get back in front with some points right here.
Yeah, they got behind, but really hung in there and didn't let the score get out of hand.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Middleton kept working and working, did not quit on the play, and that forced the defense into a foul.
Middleton hits them both.
Yeah, not the guy that you want to put at the line in these moments. He's not missing these.
The Heat have gone 1 of 3 from the floor since the start of overtime. Adebayo kicks to Wiggins. Outside, Hero. It's Adebayo, top of the key. And Adebayo throws it down.
Bam gets himself a little bit of elbow room, and that's a confident-looking shot.
Middleton inside the three-point line. He drops the first one, and that narrows the gap to 1. And Koulibaly drops them both.
Well, crucial moment there at the free throw line, and he never flinched.
Here's Wiggins. What a jam!
Fans loving that right there.
What a jam!
Nice. And Wiggins committed to help the team out offensively. Big shot.
And Sarr throws it down hard.
Oh, huge basket from the big fella Sarr. This rookie is fearless.
Adebayo passes to Ware. Yes! And the foul. It's going to be on Sadiq. And here we go. A coach's challenge has been initiated.
Difficult calls to make. Personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology. We've seen replay reviews so effectively and involving the coaches by being able now. The challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video reviews showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Adebayo kicks to Burks. Bay against Adebayo. Pass to Hero. And stolen by Bay. And now they foul and stop the clock.
Hey, you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
Good on the first, and that will put them up by 2. So he gets them both, and it's a three-point game.
Well, important there to have the three-point lead because only a 3 can tie it up now.
Burks, the pass to Adebayo. Here's Ware. And So it's Washington who scrape by with the win. They had to scrape and claw to push it to overtime, but they really...
aren't afraid to slow the pace of the game.
Well, B.A., it's because they're both adept at operating their half-court sets. They don't feel the need to push the tempo all the time.
And the starting lineup for Miami. Andrew Wiggins is out there with Bam Adebayo. Then there's Alec Burks. Then it's Jaime Jaquez. And it's Ware in at the center, locking down the middle.
Oh, Adebayo's an aggressive player who plays with passion. Have to as an undersized center in this league.
And it's Jaquez with the ball for the Miami Heat. Pass to Adebayo. An easy two on the layup.
And with a strong physical profile, Adebayo is willing to battle always on the interior.
Johnson a screen on Jaquez. The kick out to Johnson. Here's Daniels. Jaquez covers. Lays it up and banks it in.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
Once he gets in deep on the defense, there is no way he's missing a layup like that.
Now here's Wiggins. Burks for three. And now just over a minute played here in the first. Here's Adebayo. Clock at 6. Jaquez. And the three off target. And you watch Dyson Daniels on the floor, Coach. He's everywhere on defense.
Yeah, Brian, he's one of the best guys disrupting offenses and getting deflections. He gets his hands in passing lanes. Effort like that will always find minutes.
Here's Daniels. Buries it down low.
Inside, Daniels really uses his agility, getting nimble to find himself a shot.
Here's Adebayo. Rebounded by Johnson.
I mean, come on, that's a shot you expect him to make.
Back to Daniels. And Andrew Wiggins gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
These calls can be so difficult for officials to make.
First quarter, just about 2 minutes in. The kick out to Johnson. Takes the three. Sinks the tray.
Really good passing wing. Risa Shea isn't a ball stopper. He really looks for his teammates.
Wiggins outside. To the right side. Pass to Jaquez. Good, and the assist goes to Adebayo.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Now here's Johnson to the left side wing. Here's Nance. Rebound Miami. Outside Jaquez. Pass to Adebayo. Count that one. Adebayo's got 6.
That's the spot where Adebayo can do the most damage.
Daniels passes to Okongwu. It's stolen by Jaquez. And they're on the break. Here's Adebayo. And Adebayo slams it in.
An aggressive move to a strong finish.
Yeah, and getting out in transition allows for some easy points before that defense is fully set.
Here's Nance. And Nance with the slam.
For a center, he's maybe undersized, but his ability to get in the air to make a play balances that out.
For Atlanta, they've gone 4 of 6 in the first quarter. Well, Coach, the Heat have had some deep playoff runs recently, making the finals twice in 5 years.
Yeah, Brian, and what's really interesting is that they've only been higher than a 5 seed once in that span. They just hit a different gear in the playoffs.
And making the extra pass. Wiggins' teammates appreciate his willingness to get it to them when they're uncovered.
Johnson passes to Okongwu. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D.
Just owning the painted area. If it's working, no need to change.
Here's Burks. He's off on the layup.
When you challenge a player on a layup, that's what you want. Getting a stop without a foul. The defense wins that battle.
On the wing, Daniels, defended by Burks. Here's Daniels, 6 on the shot clock. Here's Nance. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up. It goes on Bam Adebayo. It's his first trip to the line.
2 shots.
And he sinks the second. Miami has gone 1 of 2 from three-point land so far. Now Burks. Still no points. And there's a whistle. He'll head to the line. And in a game this close, they're going to challenge the call. Coach does not agree with it, and he wants him to take another look at the monitor.
And even with
Video review of the NBA rule. 2 minutes are allowed to review the play.
even after the video review.
There's no doubt there's going to be a gray area in a lot of these calls. But at least we have the option to take a second look, so the officials can be sure they get it right. And they've made their decision. The call will stand.
And as much as it hurts to lose a challenge, I think Coach would challenge that call again if he could. He really disagreed with the foul, and he's still peeved.
That free throw, no good. And he's good on the second. Young looking for an opening, and he drives in. Oh, and he hits it at the buzzer!
And credit him for understanding the situation.
And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even on the scoreboard so far. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen from Atlanta?
Well, so far, they've got things rolling along nicely at the offensive end.
Yeah, they've looked sharp early on with their offense, getting good chances and converting what they've taken.
George Niang out there with Clint Capella. Then it's Terrence Mann. Then it's Trae Young. And it's LeVert in at the 2 spot. So that's the Hawks 5. And there it is for him.
You're busting his way inside. Hero making sure he kept moving toward the hoop.
Well, Coach, we know how good Young is offensively, but he gets heavy criticism for his defense.
Yeah, look, and at 6'1", 164 pounds, he has some obvious limitations, Brian, but he's shown improved effort as a defender, and it shows in his defensive rating.
And you have to have that scoring ability on the floor. Here's Capella, takes the assist and lays it in. Nice setup.
Inside, Capella's physical ability makes the difference. He can get vertical, bump with you, whatever it takes.
Hero, the pass to Robinson. Connects from downtown.
Unselfish basketball. That's what coaches love to see.
Hawks trail by 3. Pass to Niang. And here's Capella, covered by Love. Young, the pass to Capella. Back to Young. Outside for LeVert. 4 on the clock. Niang, a screen from behind the arc. The shot by LeVert, no good.
Well, the defense got lucky there. More often than not, he's making that shot.
And it's Love missing. The Hawks have got 2 of 3 shots to go in the second. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
You don't want to stop the clock right there. I'm not quite sure what he was thinking.
2 minutes now played in the second quarter. So it'll be 2 free throws. And here comes the coach's challenge. He disagrees with the foul. He does not hesitate to ask for a second look. It's a pretty heated game. Every call matters.
Many of these personal foul calls still disputed even after the video review.
There's no doubt there's going to be a gray area in a lot of these calls. But at least we have the option to take a second look, so the officials can be sure they get it right. And they've made their decision. The call will stand.
And as much as it hurts to lose a challenge, I think Coach would challenge that call again if he could. He really disagreed with the foul, and he's still peeved.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw is good. Young. Despite ups and downs, the Atlanta Hawks have remained in the hunt season to season, Stan.
Well, Brian, this team has a lot of resilience. They're scrappy, they're hardworking, and it's helped them stay on the margins, at least, of the playoff picture.
Hero with the bucket.
You got to do more than that to stop Hero. He's superb at staying under control.
Here's Young. Inside, it's Trae Young.
Well, with his skill and confidence with the ball, if you put him in position, he'll reward you.
Hero, the pass to Robinson. And a big finish by Robinson.
And plays like that one can make the difference in a close game.
And it definitely got the bench on their feet, too.
And, guys, you cannot allow that in a close game. You have to make it harder than that.
Here's Robinson. Pass to Hero. Here's Highsmith. And that one makes him 2 for 2. He's in his rhythm.
Yeah, a versatile player. Hero is terrific at sensing when his guys are open.
A rack attack from Young.
Able to get a layup out of that one. That's just soft defense there.
Outside Robinson. Floats one up. Count it. Robinson's got 7 points in the game.
Credit their discipline. They've been working for high percentage shots.
Outside Young. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Chalk up 2 there.
The quicks off Trae Young. He gets to the rim at will. Better come with help side defense.
It's Hero on the take, and they pick up 2. Hero's got 6 points in the quarter. Hawks trail by 5. There's Young with the 3 from way downtown. Young!
His three-point shot looks so pure. The defense allowing him to get comfortable out there.
Young against Hero. Outside Robinson. Fires for 3. And the three-pointer goes. 10 points for him.
Exchanging buckets from downtown. That's been a staple of tonight's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Left side Robinson. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair. And one thing's for sure, when Duncan Robinson is on the court, he has the greenest of green lights, Coach.
Yeah, Brian, look. He's one of the most lethal shooters around. He draws intense defensive attention, and then he's added to his game as a passer and as a guy who can take the ball to the basket.
It's another big night for Trae Young, a relentless scorer, constantly testing your defense.
For 3, Robinson. Again, the Heat misses. And here's Young. He'll bring it up for the Hawks. They trail by 3. Niang outside. Launches a 3. That one's good, and it's Young with the assist.
And Young isn't just a scorer. He also takes pleasure in creating opportunities for others.
Hero finds Robinson. Kicks it to Hero. Whoa! He just got it off in time!
That was close. Now, he doesn't panic in these situations.
He released it just in the nick of time. What a shot.
And the first half comes to an end. We've got a close game going here. Miami out in front, leading by just 2. And join us right back here after the break for the start of the second half. And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard. We're seeing a tremendous game from Trae Young.
I like how they control the tempo and play to his strengths.
Yeah, he's found his spots, been patient with his shot selection, and it's paid off for himself and the team.
And on the floor for Eric Spoelstra starting the second half. Alec Burks is out there with Jaime Jaquez. Then it's Bam Adebayo. Then it's Andrew Wiggins. And it's Ware in at the center position, locking down the middle. Throw it down on the lob.
Beautiful setup on the alley-oop.
Great catch, great flush. Burks no good. Atlanta's gone 3 of 5 from the perimeter in this game. And six-man, a common term in basketball, has a unique meaning for the Atlanta Hawks, Grant.
Yeah, it's the name of their fan base. Extremely loyal and passionate. And they've swayed the outcome of games.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Hey, Brian. Jalen Johnson is developing the complete game. He said, I watch the guys who do everything. That's my mindset. I want to be at least solid in every department and then keep building on that, adding bits and pieces here and there. Brian, his versatility is already drawing attention league-wide.
Yeah, there's no question about that, Allie. Thank you. Outside Jaquez, beyond the arc, drains the triple. Jaquez has got 6.
Well, maybe not the shot they were looking for there, but the defense gave it to him, and he knocked it down.
Okongwu, a screen on Jaquez. Johnson passes to Okongwu. Back to Johnson. Clock at 6. Picked up by Okongwu. Johnson finds Okongwu. Puts it up. Atlanta again missing.
Well, I'm surprised that didn't fall for him. We know that's a shot he can hit, and there wasn't much resistance either.
For Atlanta, they've gone 3 of 5 from the field in this third quarter. The shot by Johnson, no good. For Miami, they've gone 2 of 5 in this third quarter. Jaquez, the pass to Adebayo, and Jalen Johnson is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul of the game. 2 minutes gone in this third quarter now. Adebayo sets a screen. Outside Jaquez. Pass to Wiggins. 5 on the clock. Shot is up. It's rebounded by Rizachet. Atlanta with the ball. And that one is hammered home.
Showcasing his athleticism. Plays like this are why you gotta be excited about Rizachet's future in this league. His hang time on the rim puts a sweet cherry on top, BA.
It's a close game, and those displays of explosiveness can jumpstart a team. Here's Daniels. Takes a 3. Knocks it down from distance. 7 points in the game. Stan, your coaching career started in the 1980s. How are players different today versus then?
Well, look, players have always shared one thing. They want to be the best that they can be, and they want to win games. But the players now are bigger, faster, stronger, and more skilled. The rules have changed, so the game's a little bit less physical, particularly at the NBA level, but the players are just better.
Burks drops in the layup for 2.
The defense couldn't collapse quickly enough.
Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Pass to Rizachet. Driving in. And he comes up with a bucket. Rizachet's got his second basket of the game.
Good to see Rizachet attacking like that. When he sees the lane open up, he gets real aggressive.
Adebayo sets a screen. Jaquez no good. Atlanta leading by 3. And Nance with the slam.
Can you say immediate entry into the highlight reel? Woo, what a tough game.
It's showtime now, man. They've built up a lead, and they're starting to rub it in.
I just love the aggressive finish.
I'm thinking he's sending a strong message with that jam. Daniels. Another shot. Pass to Okongwu. Oh, deflected. Off his foot. And they're saying he kicked the ball. And the Hawks going with a whole new group out there. There's 45 seconds left in the third. For 3, Robinson. The rebound by Atlanta. Outside man. Here he goes. Niang outside. Outside Young. Back to Niang. Can't hit from in close. Heat trail by 3. And here's Hero. Give him 8 points now. To the middle. Here's Anderson. Good D by Niang. That concludes the third quarter. It continues to be an exciting neck-and-neck game. And while we have a chance, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
You talk about painting a magnificent picture with that dime. Just a great decision and a perfect delivery.
Wow, that was an absolute masterpiece of an assist. He knew exactly when to deliver the ball, and it made for a beautiful score.
Well, this has been a great contest so far. I imagine the fourth quarter could have more action in store for us. We've got Trey Young, George Niang out there with Clint Capella. Then it's Karis LeVert, and it's man in at the small forward. So that's the Hawks 5. Well, Coach, how about the Eric Spoelstra story? Started as a video coordinator with the Heat back in '95. You were an assistant in Miami back then.
Yeah, look, Brian, even then, Eric is one of the rare guys that all of us on the staff knew right from the beginning that he had all the makings of a great coach. Players trusted him and had confidence in his ability to help them.
From the video room to the Hall of Fame one day.
No question.
Young, the pass to Capella. And the slam dunk by Capella.
Yeah, at the offensive end, more often than not, you'll find Capella at the rim.
Right wing, here's Love. And Young pulls it down. And Young has got the ball here for Atlanta. They lead by 4. To the wing on the left. Here's Niang. From outside, off the mark. The Heat shooting around 59%. They've been outstanding on the offensive end. Highsmith passes to Robinson. Outside for Love. Here's Anderson. Shot clock at 5. Here's Robinson. The 11-footer. Tries again. Pass to Highsmith. With 1 on the clock. Dunks it hard with one hand. Wow, he makes it look easy.
And once he gets to the rim, it's fairly automatic.
Nothing fancy right there. Just takes his 2 points, moves on. And now we have an intentional foul. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, bizarre play, B.A. Not sure what got into him.
So Miami ends up going with a new group. There's Young with the 3. Adebayo grabs the board. Miami trailing. Pass to Burks. And so they foul intentionally.
Team second. Substitution on the court.
Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now. And it's Adebayo off the drive. To tie it up. Gets the bucket and the foul. That one on Johnson.
Yeah, in a battle of physicality, Adebayo tends to get the best of you.
And that one drops, so now they lead by 1. Atlanta's gone 0 for 3 here in the fourth. Daniels passes to Johnson. 14 feet away, and that one drops for him.
Even though he's young, Daniels tends to make the right decisions with the ball in his hands.
Burks with it, and Johnson picks him up defensively. Itakes on the wing. Outside Burks. From the arc. Hits the trifecta. And the Heat lead by 2. Oh, couldn't have asked for a more hotly contested game.
These teams have swapped the lead 8 times. I believe it's coming down to the wire.
There's a screen. Pass to Adebayo. And it's Larry Nance with a foul. That's his first foul of the game.
His first. Team's fourth.
3rd minute of action now gone here in the 4th. Inside. Back to Jaquez. 5 to shoot. Now Adebayo. Covered by Johnson. Adebayo against Johnson. Adebayo, no good. The Hawks have gotten only 2 of 6 attempts to drop in the fourth. Here's Okongwu. Pass to Daniels. And he was camped in the lane there. He gets a 3-second call.
Tough one. In a game where every possession is valuable, turnovers can make the difference.
The Heat have gotten 3 of 7 attempts in this fourth quarter to fall. Burks passes to Jaquez. Back to Burks. 3-pointer. He buries it from 3. Now it's a 5-point Miami lead.
That's exactly the kind of shooting you need down the stretch to win games.
Nance with a screen on Jaquez. Daniels, that one's true.
And how about Daniels embracing the spotlight? He loves hitting these big-time shots.
Adebayo passes to Wiggins. Back to Adebayo. A rebound by the Hawks. Here's Daniels. And it's good. And he's tied it up. What a shot.
There is absolutely no fear in his eyes. He loves the moment.
Yeah, and I can say from experience, his coach just breathed a huge sigh of relief.
Here's Adebayo. Pass to Jaquez. From behind the arc. Oh, he knocked down the trifecta.
For a center, Adebayo is an excellent passer. He's always so aware of his surroundings. Oh, that was nasty. A two-hand mega slam.
Man, I don't think anyone was going to stop him there. Grant, they'd love to milk the clock here.
No question. They're in a great situation right here.
Right side, Burks. Knocked away. Here we go. All alone. Money.
And leaking out well in transition. I mean, I like seeing Daniels get rewarded for hustling.
The kick out to Wiggins. Back to Burks. Here's Adebayo. Good!
He's got a knack for finishing inside. That's easy money.
And Quinn Snyder decides to call timeout. There is a lot on the line, and he is determined to make sure everyone's on the same page. How do you think this is going to play out?
They've got one last chance to win it. It's got to be a catch and shoot off the inbounds play. They don't have time for a second pass.
So a close game sees Miami taking this one. And this was an emotional.
I'm a tiger on the loose, I'm a menace in the booth, I'm the medicine you're afraid to take. I'm the gasoline and nut and the devil in your gut that you're fighting just to keep it fake. Kinda like the view with the dice in the mirror, top down with the rims and gold. So baby, pour me a drink, I'm gonna let out the freak beat back in the beat. Let him run, let him eat, stone cold killer. Let off the beat. Let him bang on the streets like Godzilla. Let him eat, stone cold killer. Let off the beat. Let him bang on the streets like Godzilla.
Defense looking for everything. The Hawks on their way to the locker room earlier, hoping to... Hello, everyone. Welcome to the NBA. It'll be the Wizards off the tip. So a look at the starters for the Wizards. Marcus Smart is out there with Koulibaly. Then it's Sadiq Bey. Then it's Sarr, and it's Middleton in at the 3 slot. Greg, since making it to the Eastern Conference Finals in 2021, the Atlanta Hawks haven't been that good.
And it was hard to tell if that was a Cinderella run at the time, but Kevin looking like that might have been the outlier. The Hawks took some risks to get back there, but it just hasn't worked.
And so it's the Hawks getting on the board first. And Koulibaly gets it to go.
When he's hitting that shot, this offense becomes scary, even more difficult to defend.
And what happens is the court just opens up. You like seeing him get into a rhythm from outside the arc. Love it.
Smart wide open. He fires. No good on the 3. And here's Atlanta. It's tipped.
Great timing on the rejection there. This young kid, Sarr, has major defensive potential.
5 to shoot. The Hawks need to get off a shot here. The shot by Okongwu, no good. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Well, I was able to speak with Quinn Snyder just before the game. The two of us talked about how important it is to make sure Chris Middleton doesn't get going. Coach said he's an all-star caliber player for a reason. Now, I told our guys to make sure we know where he is on the floor at all times. Now, it sounds like they respect and are aware just how impactful Middleton can be. Back to you guys.
Thanks, David. And Washington has possession, following the bucket by the Hawks. Middleton inside the three-point line, and good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. Hawks have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Daniels kicks to Johnson. They set the pick with the drive, and then Johnson with the dunk.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one hand.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. Smart, terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
I'll tell you have to appreciate the confidence of Marcus Smart. At point-blank range, he is an efficient scorer.
Reza Shea sets the screen for Johnson. Pass to Daniels. Here's Reza Shea. The shot's good on the assist by Daniels.
Possessing good size and impressive versatility. The rookie, Reza Shea, looking comfortable operating inside.
Here's Smart. Open jump shot off the mark.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
And they should, because it's when you start turning down that kind of look that your offense can start to bog down a bit. Sometimes a player is born with a passer's mindset. He deals it with conviction.
Here's Daniels, guarded by Smart. Kicks it out to Johnson. Smart with the steal. And here we go, the Wizards fast break. There's the 3. Johnson with the rebound. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Atlanta Hawks, trailing by 2. Nance dishes to Johnson. 6 to shoot. Back to Nance. And Okongwu has it in the corner. A three-pointer off the mark. Wizards have gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. Pass to Koulibaly. And it's off from three-point range. Atlanta's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. And he drives in. Okongwu with a screen on Smart. For three, Nance sinks the three-pointer.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from three. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Now here's Smart. Sarr sets the screen for Smart. A three-pointer is right on target. Smart's got 5 now.
Well, Marcus Smart will not let that last three go unanswered. He delivers one of his own.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's going to be on Alex Sarr. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. Both free throws good from Okongwu. There's 18 seconds left to play in the first. Bay with the screen for Smart. Pass to Bay. Lets it go with a 3. A shot off that time. And that concludes a high-scoring first quarter with both teams. And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And for the Hawks, guys, what stands out to you stats-wise?
Well, when you control the glass, you control the second chance opportunities on both ends.
And that's how they controlled the first quarter. I thought they were the much more physical team.
And the Wizards are going with a whole new group out there now. So this is how the floor looks for the Wizards starting the second. Got Rashawn Holmes, Brogdon out there with Corey Kispert. And it's Carrington in at the 2. Now here's Kispert. Pass to Carrington. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt. And eventually every player, GA, has to grapple with age, realizing they've lost a step or two against the young fellas. And sometimes that is a very slow realization.
It is, Kevin. Hopefully, by that point, it's less about financial security and more about prolonging the inevitable, simply for the love of the game.
And it's Carrington missing. The Hawks leading by 3. Here's Young. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Oh, crafty move there by Young, finessing his way around the contact.
Beyond the arc. Carrington, that's good. Carrington's got 5 now.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make a pay.
And Young kicks to Capella.
This guy doesn't mind absorbing contact at all if it means a trip to the free throw line. Karis LeVert will find his points any way you want.
Let's take a moment here to get your guys' take on scoring so far for the Hawks.
These guys have been so quick off the dribble, finding great lanes to attack and getting themselves to the basket.
And their assist total, also impressive early, creating with the pass and playing for teammates. Well, there's an aggressive mentality in play. Work in close, find a way to score.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Kevin, thanks. I asked Quinn Snyder what he enjoys most about coaching, and the Hawks coach said the opportunity to compete in such an intense way. Also, the tactics of the game and the intellectual part of player development. It's rewarding to see and have a part in someone's growth and improvement. Kevin?
David, that's coaching, right? Growth and development. A mind for the game for sure. I've always respected Coach Snyder. And here's Young after Malcolm Brogdon hitting the 3. Now LeVert. That misses off the backboard.
Listen, we know the mid-range game is in this guy's arsenal, but you wonder should he have moved it just one pass more.
They get it again. Brogdon kicks to Kispert. Buries the long-range jumper. Kispert's got his first 3 points of the game.
Taking back the lead once more. Give these teams credit. Man, they are battles.
Neither team willing to give an inch, and neither able to seize the momentum. This has been a fascinating one to watch.
There's been a lot of turnover in Washington doors over the last few years. Where do you think they go from here?
I think the first thing they're looking for, Kevin, is obviously a cornerstone around which to build your team. Recently, it was Bradley Beal. Now they are looking for someone to step up and be their guy.
Atlanta's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. Pass to Gay. Young outside. There's 1:40 left here in the second. Gay misses. Washington's gone 6 of 14 with the 3 ball tonight, just a little over 40%. Here's Brogdon, and another miss by Washington.
Well, if the defense gives him that shot next time, they could get burned. I think he's just a little bit out of rhythm.
Basket counts.
When you watch Young, there's that courage to his game.
Kispert setting the pick for Brogdon. Pass to Kispert. Shoots the 3. It's hauled in by Clint Capella. Action gone 6 of 8 from the field in the second quarter. And Young, here we go. Good for the 5th time in 5 shots. He remains perfect.
And on the drive, Young can be so sudden. The defense barely gets a chance to react.
Holmes with a screen on Young. And here's Brogdon from the arc. Rebounded by the Hawks.
Well, the defense clearly was not interested in guarding him from downtown. They're very fortunate he missed.
Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Oh, and a fast break for the Wizards. And here's Kispert from the arc. He squares up and sinks it. Kispert's got 5 points in the quarter. Young is doubled. And the dunk by Capella.
And how about his athleticism for a big man? Capella is able to make plays above the rim.
Champagnie passes to Brogdon. They set the pick. 3-pointer gets it to go from beyond the arc. Brogdon's got 8 points.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
You know, we see this all the time. You're basically, as a defender, hoping the man misses rather than putting in the work to get over screens.
Puts it up off the inbound. Trae Young, he's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for the Atlanta Hawks. He totaled 14 points in the quarter. He's given them all the offense they need right now. And we've got more M2K Sports coming your way after this break.
Get ready for the fan half-court shot. Drum roll, please. They're thinking about the shot.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. It's been one outstanding game from Trae Young.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half.
And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, it's really tough to catch everything.
The ruling on the floor stands.
And the coaches, by being able now to challenge like this, is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
That free throw good from Daniels. Both free throws good from Daniels. And the way the Wizards like to play, Greg, you can expect them to get out and run.
Yeah, they're young and they can fly, right? They've got speed and athleticism to get up and down the floor. They'll push the tempo as much as you allow them.
Back to Smart. Takes it off the glass. Smart's got 7 points in the game.
I tell you, it's not often, but Marcus Smart working the pick and roll, effective in that particular instance.
Here's Nance, and blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. And as it goes out of bounds, Atlanta able to keep the ball here. Okongwu with the screen for Johnson. Out to Nance. Shot clock at 6. Ricochet wide open. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down.
It always helps to have a big who is willing to find open teammates. Larry Nance proving how unselfish he can be.
Back to Koulibaly. It's Czar, top of the key. Czar sets the screen for Middleton. And it's sent back by Okongwu. There's Bay. No good on the triple. Atlanta leading by 6. Daniels from outside. And Czar pulls it down. Here's Koulibaly. He's covered by Daniels. Bay connects from three-point range. Bay's got his second bucket.
Oh, don't you love how unselfish Marcus Smart is? Sees the open man, whips the pass over in just the right amount of space.
Okongwu with a screen on Smart. In the corner, Nance with it. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Nance has got the lead up to 6 now for Atlanta. There's the drive. Here's Smart. And the Wizards hit again from deep.
And guys getting into a nice groove here, starting to feel it.
And this is partly what the game has become, right? A matter of dueling three-point opportunities.
Hey, guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
Here's Smart. Good, and the assist goes to Middleton. 12 points for Marcus Smart.
Well, if there's any player in the league who relishes contact, it's Marcus Smart. You want to play physical? Oh, yeah, I like that.
Pass to Okongwu. Johnson against Middleton. And out of bounds as the Wizards gain possession. Wizards trail by 3. Here's Song. 2 minutes. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Physical defense, but the strength training already kicking in for Sar.
Here's Daniels, guarded by Smart. And the foul called on Alex Song. That's foul number 2 for him. And the Hawks with a completely new group on the floor. And there's 1:45 left here in the third quarter. Young, no good. Wizards have gone 5 of 7 from the field in the third quarter. Let's see if they can keep it up. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
These are his 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
And he hit 72% of his foul shots a season ago, but I'm not sure he's real thrilled with those numbers.
Well, a little shaky from the line, and instead of putting them in front, he's only able to tie it up.
Shots good from Young.
And this game belongs to Young right now, and he is simply making everything.
We're talking about Trae Young here, GA. What stands out most about him to you?
Well, Kevin, I'd say just how confident he is, right? He plays with that unique energy and swagger. You love him if he's on your team and can't stand him if he's playing against you.
Man finds LeVert. Here's the screen. Back to Man. Pass to Capella. 6 on the shot clock. Young inside. He's got 16. A nice shot by LeVert.
Well, you cannot allow Karis LeVert to square up from deep. When he's in rhythm, he's going to knock down that shot with great consistency.
Here's Champagnie. Here's Brogdon. He gets it in there. Brogdon's got 10 points in the game.
Second chance points always hurt. Just not enough effort to block out.
No doubt those extra possessions can really add up against you when you do not take care of the defensive glass.
And although he's smaller, Young willing to battle inside and shows you he can score through contact.
The Hawks shooting their 7th free throw attempt here.
And as a team, excellent. A season ago, about 80% when they got to the line.
Oh, and a fast break for Atlanta. Three-pointer, LeVert. Goes back up. The rebound by Carrington. Pass to Kispert. Brogdon kicks to Kispert. Fires for three. Good on the triple. 8 points for him.
And you can see he just caught a glimpse of the open man on the perimeter and immediately got him the basketball.
And at the close of the third quarter, still. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, making the game easy for your teammates. It's all about putting them in a position to score. That's pretty.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the fourth quarter, what is still anybody's ballgame. Fourth quarter on the court for the Wizards. We've got Malcolm Brogdon, Rashawn Holmes out there with Kispert. And it's Champagnie in at the force. Nailed from three-point land. And it's now 22 points for Trae Young. Up top, Brogdon, defended by Young. And the call. And here we go with the coach's challenge. Surprise in a competitive.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking and the game continues on.
Pass to LeVert. Back to Young. LeVert sets a screen for Young. Now here's Capella. Here's Gay. Beats the shot clock but can't get it to fall. Here's Champagnie. Capella covering.
Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think. Young's shot is good.
And that's about the worst defense I can imagine a team playing coming down the stretch.
You know, we talk about execution offensively coming down the stretch. To me, it's as important defensively, and they didn't have it.
Just the kind of play they need in a game this close.
You know, that's the kind of aggression they want from their floor leader.
Boy, and not just the aggression, the ability to get to the rim, but how about the finish with intention? Oh.
Brogdon kicks to Holmes to take the lead. From beyond the arc. Rebounded by Capella. Got a piece of it. Stolen by Brogdon. Holmes with a screen on LeVert. Pass to Holmes. In the corner, it's Brogdon. Goes up on the wing. Rebounded by the Hawks. Capella's got 6 rebounds in the game. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Both teams will make substitutions. On defense, Washington. A 2-point game. Here's Daniels, and stolen by Bay. Here's Koulibaly, and the 3 ball is good. And what's your take, guys, in the hustle stats for the Wizards?
I like their defense tonight. And don't talk about that side of the ball enough. You can really change a game when you get a bunch of steals and get out in transition.
And another theme in this game, to me, guys, has been how lethal they've been in transition. Attack on the break and make sure you convert. While we love his ability to attack the rim, he just loses a little bit of focus and misses the chippy.
Here's Rieseshay. Hands it from downtown. And it's a 4-point Atlanta lead.
Assertive play by Rieseshay. Not every rookie is ready to shoulder the big moment.
If you want to cut into a lead, you have got to trust your teammates and move the ball.
Daniels passes to Johnson. Now Daniels. Johnson outside. Pocket 6. The shot's good on the assist by Daniels. Johnson's got the lead up to 6 now for Atlanta.
And you can feel the excitement in the building. Both of these teams pouring it on.
There's been a bit of a flurry here late, and this game may come down to which side gets a stop or two.
Here's Koulibaly. Outside for Smart. Trains the three-pointer. Smart's got 10 points here in the second half.
Well, Marcus Smart stays ready for these moments when his number is called, the ability to deliver a big-time bucket.
Daniels passes to Nance. Oh, he jams it right over Alex Sarr.
Unafraid of the big moment and the bright lights, Larry Nance Jr.
Now here's Middleton. He's covered by Daniels. Here's Koulibaly. A three-pointer, no good. This may be their most important possession.
No doubt about it. As long as they don't make any major mistakes, this one's in the bag.
There's 39 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Johnson kicks to Nance. Just 5 to shoot.
Washington foul. Chris Middleton. 4 seconds. Team starter. At the line.
So the first one drops, and that increases their lead to 6. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 7-point game.
Well, just knocking them down from the charity stripe, extending the lead. Simple basketball.
Sarr's shot is off. Johnson against Smart. Here's Rieseshay. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. And so the Hawks take the win. They didn't make... Thank you, David. And that'll do it, folks.